Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're getting real with the twisted world of relationship lies. 5 common lies. Your partner tells you that make you the fool in your relationship. If you've ever been left feeling like you're the one in the wrong, or wondering if your gut is trying to tell you something, stick around. We're breaking down some truths that might just flip your perspective. Trust isn't given freely. Relationships require honesty, yet sometimes our partners drop lines that make us feel like we're the fool. This video is for anyone who's ever been gaslit, doubted their own feelings, or simply felt that something wasn't adding up. Let's get into these 5 lies, one by one. 1. My phone was off all day. Let's kick things off with the classic excuse, my phone was off all day. I couldn't charge it. Sounds like a simple tech issue, right? But here's the kicker. Today, you practically carry your charger with you, and your phone's practically an extension of yourself. When your partner claims their phone was off for the entire day, it often doesn't add up. Think about it. We all deal with battery issues sometimes, but if your partner's phone goes silent for an entire day without any heads up, it raises questions. Do they really forget to charge their phone? Or is this just an easy out to avoid accountability? Picture this. You're waiting for a call or a text that never comes. When you ask about it, the answer is, oh, my phone was off. It feels off because in this day and age, a dead phone for an entire day is highly unlikely, unless you're off the grid, which most of us aren't. Instead, it might be a tactic to dodge an uncomfortable question or hide something. Ask yourself, why would someone use a technical excuse to hide behavior? It might seem harmless at first, but it could be a red flag that your partner isn't being completely transparent. If this is a recurring story, consider how often you're left in the dark about what's really happening. Over time, these little lies accumulate. They make you question your own instincts. Are you overthinking, or is there a pattern here? If your gut tells you something's off, don't ignore it. Remember, you deserve clarity and honesty in your relationship. 2. We don't even talk, so why keep their ex's contact? Next up is a lie that's all about mixed signals. You're scrolling through your partner's phone one day and, bam, you see an ex's contact still saved. When you bring it up, the answer is, we don't even talk. Let's break this down. If you genuinely don't communicate with someone, then why is their number hanging around? It's like finding a stray receipt in your bag from a store you rarely visit. It might not mean anything on its own, but when paired with evasive behavior, it starts to make you wonder. Keeping an ex's number can be totally normal in some cases, but context matters. If your partner insists that they never communicate with this person, yet the contact is clearly active, it hints at a secret narrative. It makes you ask, what's the real story behind that lingering connection? When someone tells you, oh, we don't even talk, but leaves their ex's number on speed dial, it often signals unresolved feelings or an ongoing connection they're not willing to acknowledge. And here's the real kicker. They might even use that as a way to dismiss your concerns. It's just a number, they might say, as if that explanation is enough to soothe your doubts. Ask yourself, why keep something that serves no purpose? If it's truly in the past, then why leave evidence that might invite misunderstanding or mistrust? It's a subtle reminder that maybe things aren't as clear-cut as they want you to believe, and if you catch them off guard when you bring it up, it's a sign that they're hiding something. 3. You're just being paranoid. Now, let's talk about a phrase that has been weaponized in relationships. "You're just being paranoid." It's practically a go-to line for deflecting your concerns and twisting the narrative. This phrase is more than just a dismissive comment. It's a tactic. When you express your doubts or ask a simple question about their behavior, the response, "You're just being paranoid," instantly shifts the focus away from their actions. It tells you that your feelings aren't valid, that you're overreacting, and, worst of all, that you're the one at fault. Imagine coming home after a long day, feeling uneasy about a missed text, and then hearing, "You're being paranoid." It stings because it invalidates your emotions. Your feelings are real. They're not just baseless worries, but by labeling you as paranoid, your partner is using your own emotions as ammunition against you. This isn't about being sensitive. It's about manipulation. It's a way to silence you and avoid having to explain their actions. When you're told you're just being paranoid, it's a red flag that your concerns are being trivialized. It's the classic move of gaslighting, where you're made to question your own sanity. Take a moment and reflect on this. Every time you're made to feel that your instincts are overblown, you're being led into a dangerous territory. If your feelings are consistently met with dismissals, then the problem isn't you. It's their refusal to own up to their behavior. Remember, your feelings are valid. Trusting yourself is key in any healthy relationship. Don't let someone else's dismissal of your feelings make you doubt your own reality. Four. They just texted me. I don't even text them. Number 4 is a peculiar one. Your partner drops a bomb like, "They just texted me. I don't even text them." At first glance, it might seem like a minor detail, just some extra messaging. But peel back the layers, and it's clear that it's more about shifting blame. Here's the thing. If someone tells you that another person is texting them, then they're opening a door for drama without taking responsibility for their own actions. It's like saying, "I'm not the one at fault. Someone else is causing trouble." It's a way to deflect, to create distance between themselves and any hint of wrongdoing. Ask yourself, if you're not texting this person, why is their presence even a topic of conversation? The excuse subtly implies that their ex or someone from the past is invading your current relationship, when in reality, it's a way to justify their own lack of transparency. It's almost like a smokescreen. Have you ever noticed how, when this line comes up, your partner seems relieved that the focus is shifted away from them? They're not willing to talk about what that conversation actually means or why it keeps happening. Instead, they throw you a line that makes it seem like you're the one overreacting. This isn't just about a stray text message. It's about accountability. Communication should be straightforward, not wrapped in excuses that leave you wondering who's really in control of the narrative. If your partner repeatedly uses this as a fallback, it might be time to question the trust and respect in your relationship. Five. I was feeling distance from you. That's why I cheated. And finally, the ultimate betrayal wrapped in a heartbreaking excuse. I was feeling distance from you. That's why I cheated. This is perhaps the most gut-wrenching lie of all. It's an attempt to shift the blame from a deliberate choice onto you, as if your actions somehow justified their infidelity. Let's be clear, cheating is a choice. No matter how distant you might feel, it doesn't give anyone the right to betray your trust. When your partner uses this line, they're not explaining their feelings. They're rationalizing a decision that hurt you deeply. It's a manipulation tactic that makes you wonder if you're the one who did something wrong. Picture this. You might have been having a rough patch, a period of stress or disconnection, and instead of addressing it together, your partner takes a shortcut, blaming the situation for their own selfish actions. They're essentially saying you made me do it. And that's not just unfair, it's toxic. This excuse not only erases their accountability, it makes you feel responsible for their lapse in judgment. It's a sneaky way to say, if only you had been there more, maybe I wouldn't have done it. And that's a twisted narrative that leaves you doubting your own worth. Ask yourself, is this the kind of logic you want in your relationship? Should your partner ever get off the hook by shifting blame for their own decisions? You deserve someone who owns their mistakes, not someone who makes you feel like you're to blame for their poor choices. If you ever hear this line, know that it's more than just a casual remark. It's a sign that your partner isn't willing to work through issues maturely. Instead, they choose to hurt you and then hide behind a facade of victimhood. You deserve a relationship where problems are faced head-on, not swept under the rug with excuses. So, what's the takeaway here? Relationships thrive on trust, honesty, and accountability. When you start hearing these 5 lies over and over, it might be time to take a step back and really evaluate what's going on. Ask yourself if you're being heard and if your feelings truly matter. It's easy to get caught up in the narrative someone else spins, but remember, you deserve to be treated with respect. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't let anyone convince you that you're just overthinking or being too sensitive. You have the right to demand transparency and honesty. Before you move forward, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. Think about those times when your gut told you something wasn't right, and yet you brushed it off because of a well-rehearsed excuse. What would it take for you to stand up and say, "Enough is enough"? Real relationships are built on mutual respect, not on convenient lies that protect one person's comfort at the expense of your well-being. If any of these lies ring true for you, it might be time to have a heart-to-heart with your partner, or even consider if this is the kind of relationship that helps you grow. Don't settle for excuses when you deserve honesty. Your feelings, your time, and your trust are valuable. Thanks for hanging out and diving into these truths with me. I hope this video gave you some food for thought, and maybe even helped you see your relationship in a clearer light. If you've ever experienced one of these lies, drop a comment below. Let's support each other and talk about how we can all demand better in our relationships. Hit that like button if this video resonated with you. Subscribe for more honest talks, and share this with anyone who might need a reminder to trust themselves. Keep questioning, keep standing strong, and remember, you deserve truth and respect.